Unfortunately, the parts to fix the Porsche and get it back on the road running and driving have not all shown up yet. So in the meantime, I'm gonna add a super rare and desired option to this car that I think you guys are really gonna like, and it's gonna complete, well, part of the car that's incomplete currently. I got most of the interior of the car back together with the new seat covers, but as you can see, the center console is not in there. I didn't put it in yet because, well, if it's out, I need to upgrade it. It was worse for wear, didn't look very good, was tired, beat up, and ugly. So my choices are find a used one that's nicer, get a carbon fiber one, or color match mine. Now, color matching a console is something I would never ever do in a car. I think it's like cheesy, like 90s, 2000s, Too Fast, Too Furious kind of stuff.
I'm too fast for y'all, man.
But the fact that it was a factory option in this car, I like it. So I handed it off to none other than Mustafa at MA Cars. He's actually going to color match it for me. Of course, before I give the center console to Mustafa, let me at least tear it all apart, because the whole thing doesn't need painted. I don't need the cover painted and the side pieces painted. So let me get all that stuff off, give it a quick cleaning before I hand it off to him. Seriously, if you guys could check out MA Cars on YouTube, it would mean a lot to me and Mustafa. He is trying to get his YouTube channel going, and look at this upcoming E46 M3 project he's got going on. He's going to release that video next weekend. So I'm really excited for that. It's going to make the interior really pop, I think, match all the yellow stitching and stuff. But speaking of yellow stitching, I got something else that needed upgrading. After I broke my e-brake handle and got another one, it's used. They're like all kind of beat up and junk looking. I got an actual whole leather cover. This was on Etsy, and I'll leave a link to that. And this just slides over. So I'm going to install this, see what it looks like. That's going to make that e-brake handle look a lot better. And I got black, and I opted for, of course, yellow stitching to match, well, everything else. Now, my instructions were basically just to slide it over. Apparently it doesn't need glue or anything. It's just a nice tight fit. We're going to see about that. That certainly feels like a nice tight fit. Well, hot dog. That is pretty nice. Certainly better than what was there, and all these bottom parts get covered up by the center console, so all you're gonna see is leather. That's a pretty sweet, simple little upgrade. Definitely better than what was there before. A lot of you guys might be looking for a Father's Day gift. Well, look no further than the Ridge. The Ridge has got you covered with really any wallet that you can think of that your dad would like. I mean, just in my simple collection here, I've got brown leather, I've got black leather, I've got orange. If you go to ridge.com/Ross, I assure you can find a wallet that your father would like. The Ridge has got over 30 colors and styles, plus I also have key cases. Their key cases allow you to put a whole bunch of keys in one simple foldable location, which is really handy. Their wallets have RFID protection, you've got cash strap on the back, and they have room for 12 cards inside. These are really handy and slim. You can put them in your front pocket. They don't take up a lot of room, and they just look really, really stylish and are high quality wallets. Going to the ridge.com/Ross, they can get you 15% off their brand new leather wallets and up to 40% off other products. And this sale goes through June 10th. They even have a Hennessy carbon fiber wallet. How cool is that? Don't miss out on this Father's Day sale. It ends June 10th. Go to theridge.com/Ross to get your dad something that he will absolutely love. Once I get the center console back, I don't remember how far up it goes. If there's still parts of the e-brake that look a little wrinkled, I'll probably actually pull it tight and either glue it or staple it. And that should pull it tight and make it look even nicer, but overall, much nicer than what was in there. Waiting patiently for the new parts to come in to fix the Porsche. I did get one of them. I got the OEM part from Pelican Parts, but I didn't get the new silicone F-pipe in yet. But viewer of the channel, Mark Para, he actually sent me out some new seat buckles. So I'm gonna unbox them, get those installed, and see if that fixes the airbag light. That looks correct, yes. There's no torn silicone, and this one isn't all torn up. Outstanding. In case you didn't know, the reason I'm trying new used seatbelt buckles is because after swapping the seats, doing the leather work, all that stuff, I got an airbag light. So this is the first thing I'm gonna try to fix that. Now there's a couple schools of thought here. One is my seatbelt buckle spontaneously combusted and just stopped working as soon as I did all the work to the leather seats. The other possibility is the connector just became bad, the wiring became loose, and the third possibility, it has nothing to do with the seatbelt buckle at all, and it's something else. These are all things I'm about to test. This definitely appears to be the same one, same color wire, same color connector. So, let's see what happens here. I specifically have this camera here for if and when the airbag deploys. Code's cleared. Nope, light came right back on. Ignition circuit, side airbag, passenger. I think the plan now is to take the old harness and somehow configure it with the new harness and see what's different and see what I need to change and if I can change it. Gonna try the other seat buckle just for fun. Cleared, now we wait. I'm pretty sure it just said airbag failure again. Yep, still didn't fix it. On to plan B, or C or D. If you guys remember, the reason I swapped this harness is because the switches pretty much just imploded. So I'm thinking I might go back to reusing this harness, but I'll basically splice all these wires for the seat controls onto the existing one there, and I'm thinking that'll fix the problem. So wiring is temporarily there. I hooked up the old one, didn't swap over the switches yet, but I did hardwire the seat buckle connectors. I hardwired some of them in. I don't know, I'm just gonna try it. Same code, but obviously that was there, clear. See if it comes back. Give it a couple seconds, it's gonna beep, probably. I had a little bit of an epiphany. You know what, the seats aren't the only thing that changed during this install. I removed the carpet and noticed a couple of issues that I guess I forgot about or didn't really think they were an issue, but This might actually be the cause of this problem. So number one, I noticed this was loose and the bottom bolt wasn't bolted in. Additionally, look at these wires. So we had a couple wires there that have, well, this basically has no connection. This might actually have been grounding out. I don't know. And this is tied together real crappily. So I'm going to redo these connections, and who knows, that could be the airbag problem there. If you've ever done wiring in a real tight, constrained location like this, you know it basically sucks, and this was no different. All right, there's a reconnector. That wasn't fun. Really tight quarters. Finagle myself in there. Let's try this again. I have like I give it a 20% chance of working. I think I fixed it. Read codes. Nothing found. Oh my goodness, it just had to be those wires all along. Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm trying to show you guys, but it won't focus. Read codes. No codes. Yes! So those wires in the door jamb were connected, but basically both of them, since they didn't have proper connections, they were exposed, and I'm guessing that was grounding against the metal, like down there in the footwell area. That had to be what was doing it. So all this digging I was doing with the passenger side seat wasn't the problem. What a waste of time. Put that all back together over there, make sure everything's good to go, and this project's done. Finally. I actually had to lower the car down because when you put it on quick jacks, it moves forward and backwards, and I couldn't open that door far enough with it down. This could only open like to here, which wasn't enough to get in the jam to get that one bolt. So now I can put it back up, make it a little more comfortable to finish that seat up. Yeah, I know. Here come the comments about my heat shrink butt connectors and how crimping isn't correct and yada yada yada. It works. Alright guys? It works pretty well. Put it all back together and the light popped back on again. So I don't know what happened between the last time I talked to you guys with everything being clear and now, but something's not right. I was feeling pretty discouraged at this point, guys, and I wasn't sure what to do next, but I figured, why don't I look at the actual airbag in the door panel. Guys, this has been almost as frustrating as the wheel bearing was on this car. I don't understand. Right now, I don't even have the wires under the seat that I believe have something to do with the airbag connected with butt connectors or solder or anything. They're literally, I just have them twisted together because I'm just testing. I unplugged the airbag. I plugged it back in. I did a lot. I did the equivalent of nothing. And now it's finding no codes. I couldn't tell you what I don't know what's going on. I haven't got a clue what's going on. But I know this specific configuration right here at this moment in time at this very location is working. So I guess I'll butt connector these together and see what happens. What I'm going to do first is jiggle some wires. See if anything. Nope. Stand by. Now I'm just gonna jiggle some stuff and just see if anything happens, anything changes. Still no codes. I'm truly confused. But I'm gonna put it all back together. Try not to mess with anything. Call it a day. Moment of truth, sort of. I mean, I still have the door panel to put on. Well, here we go. This is at least the 50th time I've done this today. I don't know what would change. Dun 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 dun. Still good, somehow. Well, now that it's still good, no airbag light, there's only one thing left to do is put the door panel back on, make sure that didn't trip the airbag light by doing so, and move on to some other reassembly of the car. I think I blew a fuse. Where's the American? Row C3. Aha! That'll do it. Now, if I'm correct, when I put in the new fuse, that light will turn on. Ta-da! Cool. Interior light's working again. Hence why this light was not initially working. Door panel's actually on there more solid than it was before. So, gotta look at the positive sometimes. I just did another check and the airbag light still hasn't come back on. Well, that would be epic if this thing just like blew up in my face. So, I gotta screw this kick panel back in, clean up, and this job's done, and we can move on to something fun. I'm having deja vu, because I already did all this, and thought I was done, and then the light came back on. So, this is the final time, because everything's done. Everything's wrapped up, everything's put together. So, it's either gonna work or it's not gonna work. For the final time, gentlemen. Tick, tock, tick, tock. So it hasn't come up. I'm gonna plug the scanner in just to double check and to prove to you guys. I can't start the car because we still have a massive vacuum leak and because I'm still waiting on parts. You know how it goes. Yes! Woo! We did it! We did it, boys! Ah, wow. What an absolute terrible time. This took almost the whole day. I had a lot of things I wanted to get done today, and you know what I spent them doing? Chasing airbag light issues that I still don't know the actual cause of. Hopefully it doesn't come back, but I'll be sure to let you guys know if it does. But for now, everything works. Except for the engine, because it's missing stuff. That's a problem for another day. Now, since I'm doing interior work, actually in the Porsche and the E36, figure now is a great time to install something that's been sitting in a box for a while, and that is a 4K dash cam. The dash cameras are a great way to protect yourself in case of a crash, auto theft, really anything like that. So Vivo sent me out this unit. It's really, really nice. Actually comes with 3 different cameras. I'm probably not going to install all 3 of them, but I'm definitely going to mount this front unit. It also comes with a hardwire kit, which is great. so you don't have this ugly cable laying out hooked into the cigarette lighter. Comes with an interior camera and a rear view camera. Comes with all the wiring, even comes with a trim tool to pop off your trim, obviously. Instructions, everything you need. I'm excited to get this in. So I gotta find a spot where I wanna put this, where it's gonna be discreet but capture everything I want in the front of the car, and then I'll get to wiring. It's not bad there. You simply just peel off the double-sided tape and plop it on there. And this camera has a really cool feature where it can detect if the car's off, but it still has power, and then it goes to a parking mode. So I'll explain a little bit more of that once I get this wired up. I'm gonna use some ADA fuses. It'll be pretty simple. Previous owner had this microphone in there, so I'm gonna remove that, pull that out, and then get my wires in. I've got the wires completely ran. I just got to hook them up at the fuse box, man. I got to test which is constant power, which is switch power, which leads me to my next point. A sweet package that I got in the mail from one of you guys. So David Panzers, shout out to him, and sorry if I say your name wrong, sent me a power probe. Completely for free. He didn't have to. He just thought it would be something that I could use, which is absolutely true. I've always wanted one of these, but I never had one, and now I get to use it on the 996 right now. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, David. It means a lot. It's totally awesome and unnecessary that you sent this to me, but I love it. These things have a ton of features that I'm not even actually aware of all the features that they have because I've never used one. Oh, but look at that. Well, how freaking sweet is that? I love this thing. It's got freaking lights in it. All right, what do we got? What do we got? So I actually have a couple open slots that I'm just gonna put a fuse tap in, which is nice for constant power at least. Then I gotta find switch power, which that won't be hard either. Aha! There's some switch power. Got the wires all run, hooked up. Just gotta put the fuse cover on so you'll never see these. And there we have it. You can't see one trace of the wire anywhere. Really happy with the install. And even from this angle, you can't even see the thing at all. It's awesome. Huge shout out to Viofo. Again, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. This is a pretty friggin' awesome unit, and I haven't really even tapped the potential of it at all. I just basically have it installed. And huge thank you to David. I got this power probe like 2 days ago, and I've already used it, and I already absolutely love it. I'll be using that all the time. Huge shout out. Thanks, man. I'm gonna use that thing all the time. Now let me show you some footage of the dash cam in action, because it is 4K. And what's cool is, since I have it hardwired, it goes into a parking mode when the car's off and just records at a low frame rate, kind of like a time lapse. I can turn that on and off, obviously. That's the parking mode, time lapse mode there. But then here you see this is just regular dash cam. This is what you would see if you were driving and you happen to see a really creepy guy hanging out by a white truck. It can record audio. It has your GPS location on there. It's got Wi-Fi built in, really high quality. Love this thing. Big shout out to them for sending this to me. I'm not even going to try to mispronounce it again. This is an awesome kit. I'll have a link for that below. The dash cam is installed. Airbag light is fixed. Now it's time for the best part of this video, what you guys have been waiting for. Mustafa and his crew finished the center console. Let me show it to you guys. It looks incredible. It looks so good, and it's going to look even better when I get all the parts fitted back into it and then ultimately fitted in the car. Well, as you guys can see here, I've got a bunch of parts. Actually, these aren't what was from my old center console. I got these and a handful of parts from another viewer, Adam Miller. He sent me some replacements because he noticed this part that goes kind of behind the armrest. You see mine, it's kind of cracked and old. He actually had the upgraded ones like this, the stitched leather, much nicer, and all the other leather associated parts. So this all together in total is going to look a lot nicer. I just have to remember how it all goes together. Man, I really struggle with this rear section. You actually have to get the armrest inserted behind the console between that black piece, and that black piece is a pretty tight fit. When you add the center console lid, it makes it all a lot tighter and a lot harder to get in there. I was also worried about scratching the paint, but eventually I got it in there. That was rather annoying, getting all this contraption set up, but that's done now. Now I have a nicer armrest to install than what I had on there. Still works, yep. Oh man, that looks freaking good. I can put this little piece on the back too. This nice new leather one, thanks to Mr. Adam Miller. Much nicer than my old one. It's all coming together. I really couldn't be any happier with how this is turning out. All it's left to do is put it in the car, which doesn't take too long. And that'll call the interior about wrapped up, at least for now. I'm guessing this piece goes on after this is installed. We'll see. Shoot, I totally forgot. I lost my window switches somewhere, or the wires for them at least. Crap, forgot about that. I mean, truly, if you're looking at my center console, I don't know where the wires are for the window switches, so I gotta dig them out somewhere. I legit freaking don't see them. That wiring, that wiring. I truly had no idea where my window switch wiring went. I couldn't see it anywhere, so my assumption was it had gotten stuck underneath the carpet when I swapped carpets, and I actually had to partially remove my seat to get it out of the way, to get behind the carpet to dig the wiring out, but I eventually did find it, and it was undamaged, thankfully. Once again, hey! Oh dang, that looks good. Heck yeah. Can't forget about this beautiful part from Rendition. I'll have this linked again. I gotta figure out which window switch is which though first. Oh, so close to being finished. Once again, another problem with the window switches. I put them up the wrong side of the center console. You'll see the two holes there. Well, I put them on the wrong side, and the center console was already bolted down, so it wasn't exactly easy to push them all the way through and dig them out on the other side, but I got it done. Oh, there we go. White driver. White driver. Such a beautiful, perfect fit. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good and it's so solid. This interior, wow, it looks amazing. Now before the full reveal, I at least had to get it cleaned up a little bit. I had so much junk and dirt and debris scattered throughout this interior from all of the work I had done. I at least had to get it vacuumed up quick before I show you guys the finished product. course, I had to give it a quick cleaning before I revealed it. I wish I could reveal this to you guys in the sun, outside, but it's not running. Perhaps next video, when I get it back together and running, when those parts show up, you can get a better look at the inside. Let me know your thoughts on the painted center console. Should I have done that or carbon fiber? I absolutely love it, how it is. Plus the carbon fiber ones are like $1,000. Thanks to all the amazing partners so far on this build, and to you, the subscribers, for watching. And for those subscribers mentioned earlier that sent me a power probe and these interior bits, because mine were all beat up, parking brake because I destroyed mine. You guys are awesome. I couldn't do this without you. I mean, Redline for sending me so many parts for this car, including interior parts like the short shifter, etc. I've had a lot of help, and I really appreciate it.